afternoon, Mr. Phiri.
Afternoon to you too.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. The first one, congratulations on the progress that you've done thus far as Khato Civils. And maybe you could tell us and the people at home the amount of progress you've done thus far in the 100-kilometer Mamashia Masama pipeline.
Oh, well, you understand it's 100 kilometers. We have done the trenching. So we have trenched the whole stretch. So that's 100%. We have also built all the chambers. So that's 100%. We have laid about 30 kilometers of pipe. We have manufactured, the pipes are manufactured 75%. They are coming every day from Phiri. And I would say that by the middle of December, we should be pipes all manufactured at 80%.
Okay. Now let's break it down. You talked about the piping.
Yes.
Can we talk a bit more about the piping? Because we realized with Khato Civils, you used a different type of piping and you used different types of machinery, the first of its kind that we've ever seen in Botswana. Maybe can you spend a bit of time trying to explain that and also talk about the machinery that you used?
Well, yes. The pipe here is a 19.2 meter long, 1 meter diameter, 1 meter diameter and 19.2 length. It's really long. It's a big pipe. The connections are not welded. It's what we call spigot and socket. So basically, female and male, you join it together. That's really it's a technology that you actually hold the pipe this other end this way and you put them together. It's a heavy pipe, as you can see. So we have machinery that we have gotten manufactured. It's also in Johannesburg. We have them on site. We put them together. We take two pipes and slide them together. It's a skill, but we are doing it, and we are doing it with speed.
And then the trenching.
The trenching, really, we brought in the trenchers. We didn't use excavators or TLBs, which would have taken years to finish. The trenching, basically, a trencher has the teeth, so it can grind some levels of rock. And it's fast. It can do 2 kilometers a day. In this case, we took longer trenching because we had to do 3 kilometers and come again and do the same area to make the trench 2 meters wide. Because our trencher has a meter wide stretch, so to do twice. So when we say we have done 3 kilometers, it would actually be 6 kilometers. So we hope that in our next trenching, if we have to get another job, we will bring in a 2 meter wide chain, meaning we do once. So we could have trenched probably in 1 calendar month. 30 days we would have done the whole Masama to Gaborone. But we have taken 2 months to do that because we are doing repeat trenching.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it's a very exciting technology. It's quick. It gets, the machine is able to, if you tell it the level that it must be 2.5 meters, 3 meters, is what it does. And it's very exciting, and I think that it will go a long way in making construction much faster. And anybody who is going to lay pipes not using a trencher, I don't think you'll be in business. I think everybody who is in this business should go trenching. And I think trenching is the way forward. We were supposed to blast 27 kilometers, but the trenchers were able to, of the 27 kilometers we are supposed to blast, we trenched 24 kilometers.
Yes.
So we were only left with 3 kilometers of rock, which we have blasted and we have opened.
So out of the 100 kilometers, only the 3 kilometers has been blasted?
That's the only blasting we did, yeah.
So in essence, the trenches are the ones who did most
They actually shoot the rock themselves very easily. Very amazing machine. And as I'm saying, any construction company, it either must hire or rent. And I think even the clients, they should demand that it be the technology.
If you were not using the modern trencher that you're talking about...
No, Masama wouldn't happen at the speed that it has happened.
How long would it take? Would it take us how many years?
It will take us 2.5 years to at least 3 years to do this stretch. But as I'm saying, when we come in January, we're simply laying pipes. So from the 11th of January to the 28th of February, we should be done with all pipe laying. And really, in March, it is to finish up the pipe jacking, because we have to pipe jack under railway systems in some areas, and some places we have roads that we have pipe jacking, which we are doing. So it should be done by probably mid-February. So once we are done in mid-February, then March it's really testing. In April they should have the water.
April
2021.
Your deadline is
our deadline is May. May 2021.
So you're anticipating that you'll be done a month before?
There will be water. There will be water flowing from Masama to around the end of March, because it takes a while. So we have to pump for about 2 to 3 weeks to a month.
Yes.
Yeah, pumping water and fine tuning. Maybe there will be a leak here and there. We do what we call snags. So we do all of that and correct all the things that we buy. And then from there, in terms of the system, it should be providing water into Gaborone and on to southern part of Gaborone.
Yes, as of yesterday, you reported that 65 chambers are already done. Please explain that process as well.
Yeah.
And what the chambers really mean.
The chamber is a housing that you build for the valves. It can be the air valves, scour valves, and all of that. You know, it's a big house. It has to be strong and waterproofed, and we build it with mortar and rebar. It's a process to build it. There's a lot of steel fixing, and then a particular level of cement, mortar. It's not just any, and that's why we've worked with Precision. They have done a very good job. They've been very, very active. In fact, I thank them because they've not really delayed us. Generally, cement suppliers are always a problem in construction. They haven't been. So we really, when it comes to the chamber, it's steel, and then shattering, and then you pour cement, then you leave it to cool. I'll show you a chamber here, and there are many. There are the smaller size and the big ones. Luckily, you have both the big one here and the smaller one. So I'll show you how big the bigger one is. Also, this one takes the bigger valve. There are big valves that are really big, and then there are smaller ones. The scour ones are generally smaller valves.
Yes. Yeah. One would want to know, have you employed any locals, and how many, if you have indeed employed locals? Because there was an issue, and there's been issues that a lot of times you find companies coming in and they don't then use local companies and enrich them. In your case,
I'm a local myself. So let me say that the company employed me and I'm a local. Anyway.
You say you're a local, explain that.
I'm from Botswana.
Where in Botswana?
Via my mother, Tonota. I come from Tonota village. So that's where I come from. That's my village. And people know me in Johannesburg, know me here in Gaborone, but I come from Tonota. Yeah. So we have employed Botswana. Let me tell you, our steel fixers are all Botswana. Our shutter hands are Botswana. The trenching team is 2 South Africans and 2 Botswana. The South Africans had to transfer skills, and they have done a good job. The engineers, we have Botswana engineers. I mean, Ntoloki is running the program with Mike Dos Santos. Mike Dos Santos is not a boss to Ntoloki. They are all the same. We cut this line into 2. The other side, the northern side, is run by Ntoloki. The southern side is run by Mike Dos Santos. And you have Botswana, they're here, right here. All the engineers that are here are Botswana. young engineers that have probably gotten the most experience in construction. As I would say to you, really, Botswana have been the beneficiaries, particularly labor, middle, clerical, and we had to incentivize people working for Khato to accept that they have to do more for a shorter period.
Yes.
So we paid quite a lot of a hefty salary. As I said, we pay 3,000 for our general labor, apart from the overtime. So generally, those we say we pay them 3,000, but they go home with 6,000 because there's a lot of overtime. We've not been playing. We've been waking up until 12 o'clock in certain sections, even still fixing. When we want the chamber done quickly, we've said, look, you guys who are fixing, there's an extra overtime to be had, those who are willing to work. And I can tell you all the workers have been I can say that all workers in the world are the same. The only bad persons are the foremen, supervisors and managers. Where workers are not doing the right job, blame those who are in the leadership. I came in here 3 months ago and took over control of this side. I found a lot of sluggishness. But when I set the agenda to do things quickly, with purpose, the same workers they said were lazy, all of a sudden are the best performers. So I can just tell you right away that Botswana have been 90% the beneficiaries of this project. Yes.
I want us to talk about the pipe.
Yes.
Maybe let's talk about it. I realized.
Yes.
How long does this pipe last? Would we not have issues in terms of water being rusty and having funny smells?
No. This is the coating and all of that is to take about 65 years to 70 years. But you know, sometimes there might be a problem maybe at the year 60. A small problem could happen once, maybe 1 in 100. That may happen. You can never really say never in engineering, just like in medicine. So mishaps do happen, but we've done the best to give the coating system that lasts for a long time. Yes.
When you started as we walk into the pipeline, maybe we can have a conversation. When you started the project, some were saying they don't trust that you'll be able to deliver.
Well, that's understandable.
What is your words to them?
Well, look, I wouldn't really go out to be arrogant to anybody, but I think that people have their reasons when they say Khato can do it. It might be because it's a black-owned company and I'm a Bantu, and they think because one is Bantu can't get things done. Unfortunately, for them, I have delivered in Johannesburg. There have been a lot of projects people don't know. I've done more than 40 projects in Johannesburg, which I have completion certificates. To get to grade 9, I did quite a lot of work. Well, people can mention a few issues that have come out of Guyana, but it was really lack of payment by the government. Nothing really to do with our ability to do the job there. Even now, if they say, well, we are willing to pay and pay everything, it will take us 6 to 7 months to finish Guyana. They stopped, they said there were issues, but there's really no issue in Guyana. Guyana is one of the best jobs we have ever put. But sometimes politics comes in the way of things. So here, most of the people who were talking a lot of stories, it was, some of it mostly was politics. Others are our competitors. We all know them. They were sulking that we are coming in. Most of them knew our capacity and capabilities. They knew very well. They were fully aware who we were. But obviously they were sarcastic. And I would say to them, look, we are in, and accept that we are part of this industry in Botswana. And just get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's a comment that came in. Someone says that you are a lion, just so that I read it. And then someone says, you talked about your company being fully owned and at managerial level it's Bantu people. Why is that so?
At management is what?
Bantu speaking people.
Yes.
Mm.
Why is it like that?
Yeah, why is the choice of that? Or what was the reasoning behind that?
No, it just happened that when we came together, it was me and Monges. That became...
Monges
is the MD, and I'm the executive chair.
Yeah.
And we just happened to be the shareholders. And we've worked very well. We've achieved what other big companies in the world have achieved. And I'm just saying to all people who are black people, those who are Bantus of our part of the world, it can be done. If I can do it, everyone else who is like me can. And that there should be no black boy or girl who is studying engineering who cannot achieve what Khato has achieved or what I have achieved together with other people at Khato. And I'm saying it's a black-owned company so that nobody makes a mistake. I mean, independence to Africa came almost about 60 years ago. There is no way we shouldn't have doctors having private hospitals. Agriculture students of university graduates of not having farms. Us who have knowledge in engineering, why should we not have engineering companies successful enough that we can invite other companies to work with us on the infrastructure? That might be a little bit tricky. But Europeans should come to us, or agents must come to us by our invitations. Not them coming here and inviting us to join them. Should be the other way around. We must call them, look, can you come do this thing and go back home? That's what must happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In terms of your workmanship,
yes.
Do you have women involved in this?
Yes, look at them. These guys, there are ladies here and there are guys there. You see here is the feeder tank we are preparing here. It will be the same tank like that one you are seeing there. Yes. That is already up, so there is a new other tank here that will house this. So that's the scour valve chamber. Mm-hmm. You see it? It's cement, and that is finished. It's from down. It's almost 4 meters deep. It comes out about 3 meters up. So it will be closed nicely. You can see the big one here. I want you to see it from the top.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it goes deep, 6 meters, and it protrudes up 3 meters. Yes. And obviously, as you can see, basically, you can see that the chamber starts down there. You see, it starts down there, that's the base, and you see that it's all rock there. And then we had to blast to get to that bottom. So it's almost 10 meters deep, and it protrudes by about 3 meters up. You see, so this is a huge chamber. And there are many like this on this pipeline, and the smaller ones like that one there are also many. In total, there are 65.
Someone who doesn't understand engineering and understand what chambers is all about, what is the essence of this that you're saying that 65?
There's going to be a valve that pumps the water. The valves, they regulate the flow of the water. So it's a very big machine that is put inside there. And so therefore it has to be well protected. There's no access except for those who are doing maintenance. So the public can't. It becomes more like a national key point where you can't really, because coming in here is either you are doing sabotage or you can't be allowed. Once we hand it over to work, only work employees will access, not even me can access it. Because remember, it's carrying water, and water is the national security. You see, water has to be protected because it's going to people. When water is poisoned or the thing, it's a real big problem for the community. So that would not be allowed. That's why when we build very serious infrastructure. For somebody to come and break that, you must bring a machinery worth about 500,000,
Yes.
$500,000. So that will not be stealing. That's sabotage. So once you can have 500,000 machinery to come and break here, your intention is not to steal. Your intention is you are a saboteur. So yeah, this is very important because without valves, water can't flow properly. Yeah.
So as we wrap up, how confident are you?
Yes.
And I need to ask this on the backdrop that a lot of companies have come in, or even local companies have now finished work on time.
Yeah.
So it will be disingenuous of me of not to ask you and hold your word to it. How confident are you, Mr. Phiri, that indeed you will finish the project on time and you will deliver according to specifications?
Well, the confidence of specifications 100% because we know what we have to build. What we have to build is not something I wake up in the morning and I say I will build this. It was designed, submitted, scrutinized, and approved. Once it's approved, you stick to the approved designs. So you don't just build what comes out of your head. You build what has been approved. Now, so that I know we are going to give the quality that we have been saying. Two, you are asking how confident are we that we are going to deliver? In actual fact, we have already delivered this project. Unless there is an earthquake that rocks Gaborone to the extent that all of us are injured. But if I am injured myself,
Yes.
the Khato will do it.
You continue.
Even if I'm dead tomorrow.
Okay. There's a question here.
Yes.
Someone says, Mr. Phiri has a strong command of the subject matter. Is he a civil engineer by profession?
No. I did construction management. That's my qualification. And really is to understand, to engineering. I didn't do engineering. I did construction management. Yeah.
Your last words as we close.
Well, it's to say that these things are possible. There is nothing that we cannot do together. It's also been possible for me because of the management of work, the management of water and sanitation land services. They've been up to it. We've had problems with the border during COVID. COVID has really been a challenge. Our engineers have had to be quarantined for 14 days. I myself came 3 months ago. I wish I had been here 5 months ago. We could have been 2 months in advance with this project. But this is the year that has been for everybody in the world. No excuses. We've had a number of hiccups with the encroachment, and then we have also had issues with the border, escorting of the trucks, a lot of those things, but we have surpassed that. So I think, and I'm saying, we're going to do it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.